Computer. Okay, we're now recording for the March 31st, 2020 Portugal Cove St. Philip's Council meeting.
Thank you very much.
Screen.
Thank you very much, Claudine. And we'll call the meeting to order. And first of all, I would like to say to the residents out there, bear with us because this is our first time, as Claudine has stated, and we're trying to work through it. So first of all, I would like to say a little message to our workers. I would like to take the opportunity to recognize our essential workers and first responders, especially our own volunteer fire department men and women, our local businesses for assisting in their own way to help residents to stay at home, therefore staying safe. By looking after others, we are looking after ourselves. We will get there with this together. Also, our own inside staff at the town who are working at home, set up to do the job that's necessary work. As well, a big thank you to our public works who are keeping the roads cleared, garbage picked up, our wastewater treatment plants operating, and the list goes on. So to all, I can say a big thank you. Now, first of all, the March 17th council meeting was postponed due to the pandemic. Therefore, the March 31st meeting today covers the period March 2nd to March 31st. And with us this evening, we have Jeff Laham, Deputy Mayor, Dave Bartlett, Councillor, Johnny Hanlon, Councillor, Daryl Harding, Councillor, Tina Neary, Councillor, Madonna Stewart Sharp, Councillor, Tony Pollard, CAO, Director of Financial Operations, Nicole Clark, Director of Recreation and Community Services, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, Jeff Lawler, Director of Economic Development, Marketing and Communications, Claudine Murray, the Town Clerk, and Les Spurl, Planning and Development Coordinator. So can we have somebody adopt the agenda, please?
Moved.
I don't see a hand. Moved by Jeff, Deputy Mayor Laham, and seconded by Councillor Bartlett. Is there any errors or omissions? And yes, I do have one. It's number 2.1. Motion, can someone move postponement of item 3.1, Lifestyle Center, from the March 9, 2020 Recreation Committee Services Report until the next public council meeting? Do we have a seconder for that? Seconded by Councillor.
You need someone to make the motion first, Mayor.
The motion was moved to agenda for the agenda and seconded, and then now I'm on with the errors and omissions.
Yeah, so you need a motion for 2.1, the one that you're reading now, and you need a seconder.
Well, I just asked for a motion for a mover, and Madonna's Councillor Stewart Sharp moved. So can we have a seconder? Councillor Neary, second. Another portion is, can someone move postponement?
Can we
Okay,
vote?
sorry, can we vote on that?
Yep.
Can we, all in favor? Aye. Contraminded? I don't see any hands. Carried. The other part of the motion that I want to read at 2.1 was, can someone move postponement indefinitely of items 4.1 to 4.7, community grants from the March 9, 2020 Recreation Community Services Report. Is there a seconder for this?
So moved. Okay, so
Moved by Councillor Neary, seconded by Councillor Bartlett. Any errors or omission, anything to say about that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded? Carried.
okay, and now
And the
we'll
other
vote
ones-
on.
Now, after those amendments, I'm going to ask for a motion to approve the agenda with the amendments.
Right.
Somebody move? Moved by Councillor Stuart Sharp, seconded by Deputy Mayor Laham. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Undivided? Carried. Okay, we have no delegations this evening.
We do, Mayor,
Yes.
sorry, we do.
Oh,
We had that new proclamation that just came in today.
right.
So if you could just bear with me while I just change my screen here for one moment. You want to read that, Your Worship?
I can't read it. It's
I
too
can read it
small.
for you. I can read it for you if you like.
If you could read it, I can't see it.
Sure. It's a proclamation for Miles for Smiles Foundation. Whereas children are the foundation for a prosperous and innovative society, and the foundation for a child's growth and development is established when the community takes responsibility for creating healthy environments where children can thrive. And whereas all children deserve to have safe, stable, and nurturing homes and communities to foster their healthy growth and development. And whereas child abuse and neglect is an important concern for societies, that they may affect the long-term health and well-being of not only children, but also the adults they become. And whereas child abuse and neglect impacts our entire society and our society's future. And whereas child abuse prevention is a shared responsibility, and finding solutions requires the involvement and collaboration of citizens and organizations and government entities. And whereas this month we emphasize the importance of understanding the devastating problem of child abuse and neglect, and commit to learn more about the behavioral, physical signs of abuse. Therefore, Carol McDonald, the mayor of Portugal Cove-St. Philip, does hereby proclaim the month of April 2020 to be Child Abuse Prevention Month in our town. And she further calls upon communities and individual citizens to participate in efforts to strengthen families, protect children, and prevent child abuse and neglect. Do you agree with that?
Thank you very
Worship?
much.
Yeah.
And I sign it?
We will sign it digitally after.
I'll
Yep.
sign it. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Now, I have to admit that I don't have Councillor Hanlon on my screen. And I need Councillor, oh yeah, I see him now. Okay, just so I can see your hand. All righty, we'll now have our report from our CAO, Tony Pollard.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Do you want to do the adoption of the minutes first, Mayor?
Didn't I do it?
No.
Sorry. You know I gotta make a mistake. Somebody moved the adoption of the minutes? So moved by Councillor Bartlett, seconded by Councillor Stuart Sharp. Any errors or omissions in the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary-minded? Carried. Now Councillor Hanlon is gone again.
Councillor Hanlon is muted. Are you able to unmute yourself, Councillor Hanlon?
How about that?
There you go. Now you
That's
should be
it.
able to see him.
That's it. Okay. Okay, Mr. Pollard.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just good evening, everybody, I guess, and thanks to folk who are on the line. And once again, as to reiterate what the mayor said, we beg your patience. As you see, there are some glitches already occurring, and this is going to be a number of these meetings before we get to perfection. And but it's interesting. This is probably the first time that we actually live streamed in of sorts, even though we didn't really want to necessarily go that way. Excuse me, I got something going in the background here. Is that everybody hear that? Okay.
No.
Sorry. Okay. So I guess a couple of things. The thank you to the frontline staff can't be reiterated enough in terms of the folks out there clearing our roads and picking up the garbage and things like that for us in this time. We hope everybody is obeying the guidelines laid out for the COVID-19. And from a work perspective, we essentially spent most of last week trying to work out some glitches to have everybody work from home. We had most staff set up with computers that actually connect back to the main office so that they can operate on a daily basis, albeit a bit slow, and it certainly is. I can speak from personal work here that it gets frustrating at times having to actually be typing on a screen all day longer, doing the majority of communicating through this medium. But we're all working through it, and we ask for everybody's patience. Important thing to note, I think today was originally the tax deadline, but as everyone knows or should know now, the deadline has been extended to the end of September, and we will honor the discounts, both the GIS discount and the 5% discount at that point in time as well. So other than that, I think as long as everybody understands the circumstances we're in, we're working to serve the residents as best we can. And if anybody has any particular issues, just make sure they email us and we will get back as soon as we can. And rest assured that we're not letting anything fall through the cracks. And although it may take a little longer than usual to respond. Other than that, that's the end of my report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Now we go right into our committee reports, and it's Councillor Harding with Planning and Development.
Thank you, Your Worship.
1
In
second.
the interest of not being too long, I won't read all of the preamble for each motion. Planning and Development Committee met Tuesday, March 10th at the Town Hall. Present was myself, Councillor Johnny Hanlon, Liz Spurl, Charlie Hamlin, absent with notice, Jeff Laham and Tony Pollard. Also present were the Mayor, Carol McDonald and Ashley Linehan. Item 1.1, Civic number 777 to 775 St. Thomas's Line. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends that the application to construct an accessory building extension at Civic number 777 to 785 St. Thomas's Line be granted approval in principle in accordance with the town's municipal plan and development regulations 2014-2024, specifically Schedule C, residential medium density. How's that coming through?
Good.
Okay, so that's so moved.
We have a seconder, seconded by Councillor Hanlon. Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contraminded? Carried. Yes, sir. Yes, Councillor Harding.
I was just voting in favor.
It's all done and it's carried.
Okay, yeah, the sound is lagging on this end. I'm sorry, I didn't
Oh, I'm
realize.
sorry.
2.1, this is the Johnson Regional Plan concerning the new traditional community zone boundaries. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends the council adopt municipal plan amendment number 5, 2018, development regulation amendment number 6, 2018, as per section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000. Council will give public notice of the adoption of the amendment and statutory public hearing, which is for 7 p.m. April 6, 2020 at the Town Hall in accordance with section 1718 of IRPA. In accordance with the section 20 of IRPA, council will cancel the public meeting if no written objections are received. And that's so moved.
We have a seconder. Seconded by Councillor Hanlon. Any questions or discussion?
I have one comment on that. The notice says the statutory public hearing for April 6th. That will in all likelihood not go ahead of that date, so we'll be at a time to be determined, we'll say. Everything else would stand.
Okay.
So do we need a motion for that, or is it just a general friendly understanding?
Well, usually I would ask for a vote, but anything with dates, I think we're all in agreement. We can use a friendly amendment to push out dates.
Yeah, and especially with this time of our life.
Yes. Is everyone in agreement with a friendly motion for that amendment? Friendly amendment?
Is all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay,
Aye.
carried.
Yeah, that's fine.
First of all, I want to just bring in, Councillor Harding was cutting in and out there that time. I don't know if his machine is not working properly or if it's our own webinar, but I didn't hear half the, luckily I got it in front of me to read it, but I didn't hear half of it. So I don't know if anybody else had that same problem.
I did.
You want me
to copy? I did.
All right. You want me to do it again?
No, did everybody hear it?
Could
Does
pick it up.
everybody, yes? Okay. If everybody did hear it, then obviously the the residents heard it, so go ahead. Let's try this one. Go ahead, Councillor Harding.
We're looking for a seconder for that motion, aren't we?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Councillor
we had
Hanlon.
Councillor Hanlon.
Yeah, Councillor Hanlon seconded it.
Okay,
So all
sorry.
in favor?
Thought we voted too.
Aye.
Aye, I thought we did that too.
All right.
Carried.
It's all good.
Item 3.1 is pertinent to municipal plan amendment number 10, which is our development regulation number 15, which is residential high density zoning regulations. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends that the town forward the documentation regarding municipal plan amendment number 10, 2020, and development regulation amendment number 15, 2020, to the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment for statutory review and release in accordance with the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000. And that's so moved.
Seconder for that?
Second.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Laham. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Carried.
The other 16 items were discussed at the meeting. There were 2 permits from February 21st to March the 5th. And that ends that set of that committee report. I'll move.
Let me
right
catch up
to
to
the
you,
second committee
Councillor
report.
Harding. Can I catch up to you,
Pardon?
Councillor Harding? Just let me catch up. Just 1 second. Okay, the report of March 24th is ready to go, Councillor Harding.
Okay. The meeting was held on the 24th at 4:30, and attendance was myself as chair, Jeff Lamb, deputy mayor, Johnny Hanlon, councillor, Liz Spurl, planning and development coordinator, Tony Pollard, CAO and director of financial operations. Also present was the mayor and Ashley Linehan, planning technician. Item 1.1, 13 to 15 Marlborough Place, home business. Motion reads as follows. The committee recommends that the application to establish a personal service home occupation financial planning at Civic number 1315 Marlborough Place be granted approval in principle in accordance with the town's municipal plan and development regulations 2014-2024, specifically Schedule C, residential medium density. And that's so moved.
Seconder for that, Councillor Hanlon, second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Carried.
Item 2.1 is the St. John's Urban Regional Plan Amendment number 4 and the Municipal Amendment Plan number 7 and Development Regulation Amendment number 8. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends that council adopt the commissioner's report by Stanley N. Clinton dated March 11th, 2020 and approve the Municipal Plan Amendment number 7, 2018, Development Regulation Amendment number 8, 2018 as adopted, and forward the Commissioner's report and amendment documents to the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment for registration in accordance with the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000. And that's so moved.
Seconder, seconded by Councillor Hanlon. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Contrary? Carried.
The other 17 items were discussed at the meeting, and there were 2 permits issued from March 6th to March 19th. And your worship, that ends both my reports.
Thank you very much. Recreation and Community Services, Councillor Stuart Sharp.
Thank you, your worship. The Recreation Community Service met Monday, March 9th. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Hanlon, Nicole Clark, Director of Recreation Community Services, Mayor Carol McDonald, Director of Public Works Charlie Hammond. Absent with notice was Councillor Neary. Number 1 programs, Kinder Start. All that activities will be postponed. Parks and facilities, once again, postponed. As with number 4, the community grants. Under other business, inclusion committee call for members. The recent call for members to help with the inclusion committee, seeing a positive response. Those interested will be contacted regarding the meeting held. Correspondence committee spoke about received correspondence. Newbury Street open space plan. Discussions are ongoing regarding finalizing the Newbury Street open space. And so ends that report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much.
The second report.
Question.
Is there
Hello?
any questions on that report?
Yeah. I just wanted to, on 5.3, Charlie is there. I guess we should ask him. Charlie, is this green space area or open space area on Newbury tied in any way to the arrangement or the talks with PW about the cul-de-sac, or is this separate?
It's totally separate. There's actually open space and part of the beautification program myself and Nicole are working on.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody else got any questions? Okay, continue, Councillor Stuart Sharp.
We met again Monday, March 23rd. Present was myself, Councillor Hanlon, Nicole Clark, Director of Recreation Community Services, Mayor Carol McDonald, and CAO, Director of Financial Operations, Tony Pollard. Absent without notice was Councillor Neary. Programs, cancellations and postponements. The recreation programs scheduled to take place in the coming weeks have been canceled. Staff are currently contacting participants with the information. Special events, once again, cancellation, postponements. Recreation events taking place in the coming weeks have been canceled. Those that were registered will be notified of the changes. They will be rescheduled when time comes safely to do so. Parks and facilities, facility closures, town recreation facilities closed indefinitely as of Friday, March 13th. Renters and user groups were notified. Communications to upcoming users are taking place daily. Further closures occurred to include playgrounds on Saturday, March 21st. Other business, community activities, staff are creating activities to share on social media in the coming days, and I've seen that ongoing now. These are activities that will provide a mix of educational, physical, arts, crafts, and more. And so ends my report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Anybody have any questions on that report? Seeing no hands. Thank you very much. Public Works, Councillor Bartlett.
Thank you, Mayor McDonald. Public Works, we met on Wednesday, March the 11th. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Harding, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, and also present was Mayor McDonald. Absent with notice was Deputy Mayor Jeff Lehane. Item number 1, streets, fleet, and waste management. The committee reviewed a proposal for a road extension and a new cul-de-sac to assist with winter operations and stormwater management in the town. Committees referred the proposal to Planning and Development Department for assessment through the appropriate development regulations. Item number 2 was water and wastewater. Coastal erosion. The committee reviewed 3 requests for quotes for engineering services to assist with the reinstatement of property damaged during the major winter storm earlier this year in an effort to secure the town's infrastructure. Motion reads as follows. Committee recommends that Dynamic Engineering be awarded the contract for engineering services in the amount of $19,970 plus HST. So moved.
We have a seconder by Deputy Mayor Lehane. Any questions, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Contraminded? Carried.
Last item is transportation works. Under roads, resident concerns regarding damages to private vehicles caused by potholes and generally poor road conditions, provincially maintained roadways within Portugal Cove-St. Phillips have been brought to the attention of TW. In addition, the need for hidden driveway signs and traffic calming features have also been communicated for their consideration. And under other business, water and sewer regulations, the committee has been reviewing and updating the water and sewer regulations adopted November 25th, 2003. Revisions shall be sent to all members of council for input prior to finalization and submission for ministerial approval. And the last item for this one is the material list. The committee has reviewed and provided updates to the materials list required for connection to the town's water and sewer. And there ends that report for March 11th.
Thank you very much. Anybody got any questions on that report other than the motion? that we've gone through? Okay, economic development, marketing, communication, and tourism. Councillor Neri. Yes, I'm sorry, Claudine.
There's a second report, Mayor McDonald.
Oh,
Public Works is 2.
Public Works Committee meeting, we met via Zoom Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. President was myself, Deputy Mayor Lahame, Daryl Harding, Councillor, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, and also President was Mayor McDonald. Item number 1, streets, fleet, waste management staff. The committee reviewed staffing work plans to provide essential services during the COVID-19 situation. Under water, wastewater surveys, committee has requested an overlay of a portion of the town's infrastructure from the Planning and Development Department as per the survey provided to them. This is in an effort to assess any potential impacts to landowners in the specified areas. Under transportation and works, continual communication is being sent to the Department of Transportation and Works concerning potholes and poor road conditions on provincially maintained roads within the community. Item number 4, under other business, Anglican Cemetery Road Bridge, an engineer's assessment of the access roads in the area of Anglican Cemetery Road Bridge has been requested by the committee, as well as the costs associated with implementation. And there ends the report.
thank you very much. Is
You're
there any
welcome.
questions on that report? Okay, now Councillor Neri, sorry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Economic Development, Marketing, Communications, and Tourism did not hold a meeting on the week of March the 9th. We did, however, meet on March the 26th. Present was myself. We met via Zoom. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Stuart Sharp, Councillor Bartlett, Jeff Lawler, director, and Mayor McDonald. Number 1, looking at economic development and tourism. The Tourism Working Group and Art Steering Committee have suspended their activities in order to deal, of course, with the changing environment we're all facing. They will resume when everything else is able to do so. Regional wayfinding and signage project is going to be delayed during this time as well, as the City of St. John's also is unable to effectively get feedback from a number of community groups that they're waiting for. RANLab Statistics and Projections Project. The committee reviewed the interactive Excel program that was developed for this project. It details demographic projections, spending habits, employment statistics, and local industry analysis. The tool can identify the specific details in the region and our respective communities. Memorial University's Regional Analytics Lab are currently developing a report for each community that will further interpret the data and provide a focused summary to each community. The Chamber of Commerce continues to operate, but at a reduced capacity during this time. Their application for an executive director is currently being evaluated by the Department of Advanced Skills and Education. Marketing and communications. Number 2, we discussed the overall communication efforts for COVID-19 and will continue to utilize all methods available to ensure dissemination of information. The regional mail out developed for the towns of the Killick Coast was completed, outlining some very important information on COVID-19 as well. Unfortunately, with the Canada Post being affected, there's a delay in our delivery to residents, but it is coming. Number 3, the environment. ICLEI, the Climate Adaptation Project. That project is complete, and there is a link attached here for the final report for those who are interested. The next steps will be to prioritize the goals and objectives of this report with those from of our other climate change adaptation projects, as well as the climate change mitigation project. This will require significant stakeholder engagement, and it will commence when town operations resume as normal. The climate change coordinator, we have identified a candidate, however, will not be filling this position either until all activities resume as normal. ACE and Heritage committees are presently staying connected and engaged for email, but are not holding any regular meetings. Again, that'll be reassessed as we move forward. The Environment Fair will be postponed. Alternative dates will be explored. The Best of PCSP Awards, number 4, under other business. The Best of PCSP Awards will also be postponed with the date to be reassessed. However, nominations will remain open at this time. 4.2, food banks. We've been in contact with the St. Lawrence Anglican Parish's Food Bank. At this time, we're promoting this service and their efforts to the public. We will explore potential collaborative efforts if necessary and stay in constant contact to determine if we can be of support. In addition, we will reach out to Torbay's Regional Food Bank to determine their status and expected needs. And I'll just add here that I know Councillor Stewart Sharp was out over the weekend, I believe, or maybe yesterday, I apologize, Sunday or Monday, and certainly giving a hand with individuals and other communities in the Kill Coast to help to stock those shelves in Torbay. 4.3 Eastern Health Community Advisory Committee, again, suspending efforts to create the formal advisory committee, as Eastern Health is now focused on the COVID-19. However, they are using the advisory committees as a source of information and will consider the town of PCSP as a member of this network. And so ends my report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Any questions or discussion on any of Tina's report? Okay. Protective Services, Councillor Hanlon.
Thank you, Mayor. Protective Services Committee met on March 9th. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Bartlett, Fred Hallett, co-chief, Heather Coughlin, employee and public relations administrator, Jim Page from the Commissioners, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, and Peter Morey from the Commissioners. Absent with notice was Councillor Neary. From the Commissioners, the committee reviewed the ticketing statistics as provided by the MEO from December 1st, 19 to present. Ticketing between the communities of Torbay and PCSP are essentially equal, with the majority of tickets issued during the targeted patrol shifts. Peter Morey, contract manager for the Commissioners, was present to discuss the ongoing issues and go for a plan for municipal enforcement. The committee also discussed potential agenda items for the upcoming meeting with the Commissioners, CEO, commanding forward. Fire and Emergency Services updates. Up to that point, there was a total of 6 responses since the last committee meeting. Training was on February 24th and March the 2nd. Other activities with the fire department held an officers meeting and a monthly general meeting on March the 5th. Other business with the is 3.1 animal control complaint. Town received an animal control complaint regards to barking dogs. It's passed on to municipal enforcement officers. Town has received numerous concerns regarding condition of roadways. This has been addressed to Public Works and TW as well. Community Safety Group, the committee has been reviewing terms of reference with similar community groups and are in the process of developing its terms of reference for a community safety group. Draft terms of reference we brought back to next committee meeting for review. And that ends the meeting for March the 9th. Any questions?
Bearing none, continue.
I'm raising my hand. I
Oh,
don't know
I'm
if I'm
sorry.
supposed to say.
I didn't see it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't know I was supposed to say anything. Number of tickets, Councillor Hanlon. Have we got a number? We're on par with Torbay. How many tickets were issued so far? Do we know?
I do have it. I don't have it right in front of me. I can forward it on an email after, Daryl. But it was like a difference of 1 ticket between the 2 towns and the difference.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the number of Torbay. I just like to know what we're doing to in our town. Right?
Yep.
Okay. Anything further? Nope. Continue.
All right. Protective Services Committee meeting on Monday, March 23rd. Present was myself as chair, Councillor Bartlett, Fred Hallett, our co-chief, Heather Coughlin, employee and public relations administrator. Absent with notice was Jim Page and Tina Neary. In an effort to contain the spread of COVID and support for the efforts for the provincial and federal medical authorities, as well as protect the health and safety of council and staff, the Protective Service meeting was held by a video conference. Hey, Commissioners, actually, okay, Commissioners, Municipal Enforcement. The investigator reported a suspicious vehicle in the area of Country Gardens approximately 12:38 Saturday, March 21st, described as a gray Chevy hatchback. Patrols remained in the area to monitor. The vehicle was pulled away. As the patrol car approached, the same vehicle was reported again a short time later in Larkspur Lane. And RNC was notified and they increased their patrols in the area. In light of the current public health emergency, municipal enforcement officer limiting the contact as per town direction with businesses and people throughout the town. Officer in using enhanced cleaning and disinfecting procedures in the patrol cars prior to it at the end of each shift. And we're responding to calls as per normal schedules and maintaining high visibility in the community. We're keeping in close communication with the town staff as things develop and change. MEO reminds residents to follow the precautions of authorities and stay safe. Fire emergency services updates. The response statistics weren't available at the time. Training, all departments' training was put on hold due to this public health emergency. And correspondence from Fire and Emergency Services. The committee discussed the email correspondence received from Fire Commissioner Derek Simmons of FDSNL in response to the notification of the PCSP Fire Department is sent out with regards to volunteer members responding to suspected cases of COVID-19. The decision to limit the suspected COVID-19 responses in an effort to protect the residents, the department members, and their families was not made lightly and was done so with extensive investigation and consideration. There is a province-wide shortage of protective equipment and isolation kits for these cases, and East Health has a greater supply to deal with these cases more safely and effectively. This does not mean the department will not be responding to all other calls as per standard protocol. All members are ready to respond to the community. The decision was made with all the information available at the time with the best interests of every member. The committee completely supports the chiefs and the entire PCSP Fire Department. Would like to thank them for all their efforts during this difficult time. And that ends my report.
Thank you very much. Any other questions on Councillor Hanlon's report? Thank you. Administration and Finance, Deputy Mayor Laham.
Thank you, Your Worship. Administration and Finance Committee met on March 11th, 2020 at 5 p.m. In attendance was Councillor Harding, Mayor McDonald, excuse me, Claudine Murray, Town Clerk, Charlie Hamlin, Director of Public Works, Tracy Sims, Accounting Technician, sorry. Absent was myself, Madonna Stewart Sharp, and Tony Powell. Excuse me. Accounts for payment. Committee recommends council approve payment of regular accounts in the amount of $53,062.21 and capital accounts in the amount of $28,424.84 for a total of $81,487.05. So move.
Seconded by Councillor Stewart Sharp. Any discussion, questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contraminded? Carried.
1.2 Canadian Infrastructure Program funding. The committee discussed an upgrade to the UV system in our wastewater facility. The acting CAO, Charlie Hanlon, will obtain quotes, and then the committee will discuss the budget item. Administration, item 2.1. There was an incident recently at a public hearing held in these council chambers. The committee discussed the path forward and possible policy updates. Committee will further discuss the matter at our next ANF committee meeting. Item 2.2, rules of procedure. The committee discussed the rules of procedure and ensuring they are followed. The town's rules of procedure governing meetings can be found on the town's website. Item 2.3, Tolt Road. The town has a preliminary design for Tolt Road and must consider that the position of some light poles may dictate the final decision. Woods was awarded the contract and the town is inviting them on March not sure if that's going to go ahead now, is it?
No, not at the present time.
No. Item 2.4, Council Conference and Professional Development Attendance Policy. A new policy outlining the number of conferences council may attend in any given year is attached for committee's review at their March 25th meeting. Item 2.5, closed circuit television cameras. The town has several security cameras installed and is in the process of reviewing privacy requirements pertaining to them. Signage will be installed to advise the public the area is under surveillance. Staff share 2 pieces of routine correspondence sent to the town, municipal affairs and environment with the committee, budget 2020 acknowledgement and year-end claims for infrastructure programs. And that is the end of report 1, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Any questions on this portion of the meeting? Bearing none, continue. Deputy Mayor Lamb.
Thank you, Worship. Excuse me. Administration Finance Committee met again March 25th, 2020 via video conference call at 11 a.m. Present was myself, Daryl Harding, Councillor, Councillor Stuart Sharp, Tony Pollard, CAO, Director of Finance Operations, and Claudine Murray. Also present was Carol McDonald and Tracy Simmons, Accounting Technician. Item 1.1, Council payment. Committee recommends Council approve payment of regular accounts in the amount of $67,867.24. So moved.
Seconder for that, seconded by Councillor Hanlon. Any discussion, questions? All in favor? Aye. Contrary-minded? Carried.
Item 1.2, 2020 tax deadline. Committee discussed further extending the tax deadline and recommends September 30, 2020 as the extended deadline for paying your taxes while still receiving any discounts available. Item 1.3, wastewater treatment plant upgrade funding. As our wastewater treatment plants age, regular maintenance and upgrades become necessary. Currently, our ultraviolet treatment system needs to be upgraded. This upgrade is an eligible project for gas tax funding. Motion. Committee recommends the town submit a capital investment plan for the upgrades to the wastewater treatment plant to the Gas Tax Secretariat in the amount of $176,519 plus tax. So moved.
Seconder? Seconded by Councillor Stuart Sharp. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary-minded? Carried.
Item 2.1, interim committee schedules. Most councils are working from home, so the committee discussed changing the standing committee of council's meeting schedule. It was decided that councillors are not available due to at-home work commitments. However, if a committee would like to reschedule individual meetings, they may. Item 2.2, March 31st council meeting. Okay, well, here we are. Council meeting using Zoom software. Committee discussed various options for the public to participate in the Q&A after session. The town will offer a webinar that residents can call into to listen or watch the council meeting. The tape of the meeting will be uploaded onto YouTube and will be shared through iCompass. Item 2.3, digital signage. The staff will develop the process whereby councillors and staff can sign documentation electronically, such as the adopted minutes of this meeting. And item 2.4, council policy. New council conference and personal development attendance policy was to be reviewed this week. At the present time, council and staff are focusing on essential services, so this action has been deferred until further notice. And so ends my report, Your Worship.
Thank you very much. Any questions on this second meeting? Thank you. There being no other business, there was a couple of pieces of correspondence which was passed to each department. And is there any new business? Anybody have any new business? No. Somebody move adjournment? Moved by Councillor Hanlon, seconded by Councillor Neri. All in favor?
Aye.
I have to say that tonight. Thank you very much.
Okay, I will just stop this recording and then we can start the public session if there's nothing else.
Claudine,
Yep. I don't know where to look.
Yes, Donna.
sorry, I just want to make sure in my Recreation and Community report that it's noted that Councillor Neri was absent with notice. I didn't know if I spoke that clearly enough.
That's fine. Yes, it's wrote in the report and I have that noted. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to press stop on this recording then.